Go ahead and come to the center of your mat, down on your knees, and sit back on the heels. Begin to relax the shoulders and roll them back. Now go ahead and circle them forward. And begin to notice the breath here. Lean the head over to the left side for a nice stretch in the neck. Now do the same on the right. Begin to circle the neck around in circles. Interlace fingers behind your back, opening up the chest and the shoulders. Now bring your forehead down to the mat. And now unlock your fingers and come to child's pose position. Go ahead and walk your fingertips over to the right side. This will help you get a nice stretch here in the side body. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Coming back to center and then walking them over to the left side. Come back to center and stay in child's pose position. Bringing yourself up slowly, come onto all fours and circle around the belly. This will help get some movement in the spine. Now if you were circling around one way, go ahead and switch, circling it around the other way. Now let's begin on cat and cow. So inhaling the head up and exhaling, contracting. Inhale the head up and exhale, contract. 2 more times. Now come up on your knees. Bring the hands up in the sky. Interlace your fingers, pointer finger and thumb out, and lean over to the right side. Are you breathing? Lean over to the left. Come back to center and release the hands. Coming down to a puppy pose. So trying to get the chest close to the floor and your tailbone lifted off the heels. walking out your fingertips as far as you can. Go ahead and come down on your forearms. Come down laying on the ground, belly flat, and come into a mini cobra. Bringing yourself down, now resting the head on the right side. Bring yourself back up and come into a full cobra position. Opening up the chest here and getting a nice bend in the spine. Lower down to the ground. Roll over on your on your left side and grab your right leg back and getting a nice quad stretch here. And now release and do the same on the other side. So roll over on your right side and grab your left leg. And release. Bring the chest down to the ground, lifting back both your legs, grabbing both the feet here, and coming into bow pose. Looking up towards the sky, lifting up the legs behind you, and taking deep breaths. Release. Rest the head on the left side. Now bringing yourself up into a plank and coming into downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up in the sky. Now bring it all the way through, and from here, come into pigeon pose. And when you're ready to deepen down into the pose, go ahead and bring yourself down to the mat and gently place your forehead on your hands or the mat. Deep breaths. And just a little longer. We're working on really opening up the hips here. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Right leg coming back and coming back into downward facing dog. Now doing the same on the other side, left leg coming up in the air and bringing it into pigeon pose. When you're ready, go ahead and bring your head down to the mat or gently placing them on the hands. If you're feeling discomfort here in this pose, try and find a happy place. And again, go ahead and focus on the breath here. Go ahead and bring yourself up from pigeon pose. Bring the right leg around and come into staff pose. Shoulders open here, looking ahead of you. And finding pleasure in this simple pose. Inhale the arms up towards the sky, and on an exhale, forward fold. On each exhale, you'll notice that you can begin to deepen yourself into the pose just a little bit more. Go ahead and release. And go ahead and bring your hands into, or your feet and legs into butterfly. We're trying to get the knees here as close as we can to the ground. If you'd like to deepen into the posture, go ahead and bend forward. When you release, go ahead and extend the legs out in front of you. And tuck your hands underneath your tailbone. From here, open up the shoulders and gently drop back on the forearms. Leaning back the head and trying to get the crown of the head to touch the top of your mat. Go ahead and release the head here, dropping back, flat on your back, your arms coming overhead, grabbing both the elbows, and leaning over to your right side. So right leg, or both your legs are coming over to the right, as well as both your arms and your head. This is a nice full body stretch here called Banasana. So really just imagine yourself here in the shape of a banana. Walk your feet back to center. And now over to the left side. This one here is easily one of my favorite poses. When you're ready, walk your feet back to center. Bring down the hands to the sides of your body. And come into Shavasana. Release the jaw here, if you might be holding tension here. And quiet the mind. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing with me today, and namaste.